Determining coverage goal. What kind of coverage do we need? As we have discussed before with benchmark survey, we can find out what kind of signal we currently have in the building. Now we'll have to figure out what kind of coverage we need. Once we figure out the coverage goal, then the DAS engineers will focus designing a DAS that will meet that goal. Two factors will guide this process. First factor is carrier or operator standard. Every operator, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, or Verizon, have their own standard for coverage. Here is an example of one such standard from one operator. Now, their standard says if you are going to add UMTS technology in 1900 and 2100 frequencies, signal strength parameter or RSCP has to be minimum negative 85 dBm or 8 dB stronger than macro network at 95% of the indoor coverage area. Macro network means operators' networks on the outside, basically the cell towers. This means whatever is coming inside the building from outside, the DAS should give a signal which is 8 dB higher inside, which is basically more than 4 times the strength of the current signal coming from outside the network. Operators have a lot of such requirements in the standard document. Good engineers will have to be familiar with all of them. The second factor is the business factor. What kind of service customer needs or is requesting? Let's say minimum voice calls and not so much data because the company has its own robust Wi-Fi system. We may also ask what kind of coverage makes business sense. Just establishing enough signal for voice calls may be cheaper than having a very sophisticated advanced DAS needed for good data rate. It boils down to the budget versus need for coverage. For example, a business who is funding its own DAS may just want to cover only in office area, which is fraction of the area they own. So they may not design a DAS to cover the whole building.